Make the fight, get the fuck off me. Get off me. Make the fight. Make stand up.
I don't know, I think, Darren's got some anger issues, I think. He just wants to fight everybody. I don't think he even wants the money, he just wants to fight people. Let him out.
Shit out. I'll strangle you.
Oh, no, sorry. Why'd you so angry?
Darren Till confronts Carl Froch face-to-face after shock call-out. The tension instantly went up as both men stood inches apart, refusing to back down. Fans loved the intensity, with many believing this confrontation has turned a war of words into something much more serious. Darren Till came to that event with one mission and one mission only. The gorilla wanted this confrontation and Froch bottled it completely.
Obviously I did. Does he want to fucking fight or not? Because I want to fight Carl Froch. Let's fucking go. Let's sell out Wembley, let's do it. But the little shithouse ran away. He left the arena before I could even get him in the ring. Little crazy fucking turd. Where is he at? He's a parcel, that guy. Mate, that guy's a parcel.
What makes this so brilliant from Till is that he actually gives Froch his flowers before going for the jugular. He is not being disrespectful for the sake of it. He genuinely rates the man as a boxer. But rating someone and fearing someone are two completely different things, and Darren Till fears absolutely nobody walking this earth.
Right up in his grill and said, what are you saying now? What lad? Like he's chatting all, like look, let's just be real for a sec. He was one of the best British boxers. He was one of the best. Punched like a mule. He was phenomenal. But he's chatting, he beats MMA fighters. I don't know what he's going on about. If he wants to get in here and have a go, we'll have it. Come on.
Carl Froch hiding behind 11 years of retirement as his defense tells its own story. A man who truly believed he could still do the job would not lead with that. The Cobra has talked himself into a corner here, and every single person watching knows it. The resume is legendary. The current appetite? That is a completely different conversation.
Bro, shouting, where's Froch the shit house and all this. I mean, come on, it's not really what you call the Cobra, is it? Four-time world champ, Hall of Famer, who goes in with absolutely anybody. You don't really call me a shit house, do you? Because as you know, the resume speaks for itself. I don't need to justify myself. You know where I've been, you know what I've done. But can this fight with Darren Till happen? Can it make any sense? Do I want it to happen? Realistically, probably not. Listen, I retired 11 years ago.
Till admitting it would be a tough night for him in a pure boxing contest is actually the smartest thing he has said throughout this entire saga. That self-awareness makes him more dangerous, not less. He is not deluded. He is calculated. And a calculated Darren Till showing up to your event ready to cause chaos is genuinely the last thing Carl Froch needs in his life right now.
So, you can talk all your shit about me getting knocked out and all that, but let's not forget what I got knocked out in at the highest level in MMA. You're just at the end of the day, you're a muppet. So don't be coming at me saying this and that. Yeah, if we fought in boxing, mate, fuck me, it'd be a fucking tough night for me, because you're a hell of a fighter, but I'll come over and front kick you straight on that stupid nose of yours, and if any of your boxing buddies want to say anything harder, I'll be on my own, and I'll do the fucking exact same to them. So how about that, you little, now you have to worry about me turning up to a boxing event and absolutely obliterating you little muppet. How about that?
Johnny Nelson knows Carl Froch better than most people alive, and the key phrase here is if he commits. Because that is the real question surrounding this whole situation. Not can Froch do it, but will Froch actually lock himself in a training camp, take real punches again, and put that legendary reputation on the line against someone as unpredictable and dangerous as Till?
But if Carl did do it, I think Carl would smash him. But I just don't think he will do it, because he's got that memory, he's got that something about him, that he's at an age where he's still physically fit enough and strong enough if he commits himself to the prep.
Ade Oladipo puts his finger on something that nobody talking about this fight wants to properly address. Hitting the bag looks tremendous. Getting hit by a man who has spent his entire career learning how to hurt people in the most efficient way possible is an entirely different experience. 11 years is a very long time to go without absorbing real punishment, and that ring rust is not something shadow boxing can fix.
It's crazy. and he's scary. He's a scary, intimidating man. I don't know if it's the Liverpudlian accent or knowing that he could take this to the ground and finish you that way. I feel like these MMA guys are scary because they know they are the toughest guys on the street, right? It's not just, back in the day, the baddest man on the planet was the boxer. It's not that anymore, is it? I don't know who they're going to find to fight him.
Carl Froch.
I don't know if Carl will fight him.
Do you not think?
Well, Carl's not fought for 11 years. I know he still looks great and he hits the bag, but no one's hit him with small gloves for 11 years.
Carl Froch calling this easy money is the exact same energy every retired fighter has carried into a comeback before things went sideways. The confidence is not the issue. The question is whether that confidence is built on current reality or on memories of what he was a decade ago. Froch was an absolute force of nature in his prime, but easy money has a habit of becoming very expensive very quickly.
Easy money. The old Bunsen burner. I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute. They're giving money away here with these fights because Darren Till's absolutely fucking useless. I'm not being funny. Listen, I'm talking about professional boxing level. At the level he's at, he's done all right. He's got decent balance, throws a decent backhand from a southpaw stance. But
Liam Smith has been in the trenches at world level, and when he calls something a no-brainer, you take notice. He understands exactly what version of Froch this would be stepping through those ropes, and that honest assessment from a fellow professional makes this whole situation feel even more real. The appetite from inside boxing is clearly there and growing louder every single week.
In the ring, Carl Froch is an unbelievable fighter. Dan Till knows that. Carl Froch is an older version of himself now, been out the ring a long time. Whether he wants to fight again is a different story, but look, I would love to see it now. On the street, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you.
Darren Till dragging the Fury family into this in the same breath is the most Till thing that has ever happened. The man has absolutely zero off switch and zero regard for consequences. He will walk into any situation against any name, and he genuinely does not process fear the way normal human beings do. That quality makes him magnetic to watch and terrifying to deal with in person.
Then that to everyone, I'm here to do what I'm here to do, and I couldn't give a fuck if I bumped into John Fury and the family in the street now, because it's on them what they want to do. They're more asked about me than I'm asked about them, so if they want it, I'll have it with every fucking single one of them in the street, and I'll get my head completely smashed in.
When Eddie Hearn names Carl Froch as the man he wants beside him in genuine bother, that is not a throwaway compliment. That is a statement about pure hardness from someone who has been around world champions his entire career. Pain Game is reminding everyone that underneath all the social media noise, Froch is built from something genuinely different, and that should not be forgotten.
Carl's a genuine, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right? And he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, about what fighter you've met is the toughest fighter. And he said to me, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is called fucking...
What Darren Till is doing here is actually quite clever beneath all the aggression and colorful language. He is separating the historical Froch from the present-day Froch, and making it crystal clear he respects the legacy while refusing to be intimidated by it. Legends are not untouchable simply because of what they did years ago. Till knows that, and he wants Froch to know it too. The beef here is real and personal, and that makes this whole situation far more combustible than your average boxing call-out. This has moved well beyond promotion now.
Carl Froch, and we know very well what Carl Froch is. I'm a realist, Googan. Carl Froch is one of the best British fighters we've ever produced. He's a fucking animal. He's an animal. He was just behind Calzaghe and shit like that. He's an animal, and he is an hard cunt. But that don't mean anything. I will fight that motherfucking big-nosed cunt any day of the week. Don't get it twisted with me. We've got real beef. He wanted me on a show this week. I legged him. It could happen. If he wants to fight, I do.
Johnny Nelson has landed on the real reason this fight might never get made, and it has nothing to do with money or contractual complications. It is ego, pure and simple. Carl Froch has spent over a decade building an untouchable image and an unblemished legacy as one of Britain's greatest ever fighters. One bad night against Darren Till does not just cost him a payday. It costs him everything he has spent 11 years protecting. That risk might simply be too enormous to accept regardless of what he says publicly.
With one of the the main men of the zone saying, look, there is an appetite there. So now the conversation is, will Carl do it? Carl's saying, give me 6 weeks, I'll smash him. Carl won't do it. Carl doesn't need to do it. Carl's got mad money, as he says. And the thing is that I think will keep him out is ego. God forbid he went in with Till.
Lennox Lewis and Carl Froch sat there mapping out exactly how to dismantle Darren Till, and on paper, every single point they made is technically correct. Jab dominance, body shots, feints and footwork. These are areas where a seasoned boxer holds enormous natural advantages over an MMA crossover. But Lennox Lewis also knows better than most that boxing on paper and boxing in an actual fight with real consequences are two very separate conversations entirely.
So bigger, heavier, potentially probably not stronger than me. I'm a machine.
Yeah.
I'm like genetically gifted and all that.
And it only takes one punch. And they're not good defensive fighters anyway. They go for the okey doke. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Give him one of those.
Give him a little feint.
Yeah.
Couple of feints, good foot movement, walk him into a shot.
Yeah.
Probably dominate him with a jab.
They don't know about body shots either.
So what are you thinking? Easy work for the Cobra?
Easy work for the Cobra. Can I be your coach, please?
Jump in the corner, man. Easy money for the Lewis machine.
Yeah. I want to be his coach.
Let's have a team,
All right,
man.
just go out there and knock him.
Carl Froch saying he turned down the fight and then immediately admitting he probably should have taken it is one of the most revealing things he has said throughout this entire back and forth. That is not the language of a man who is genuinely unbothered. That is the language of a man talking himself out of something he actually wants to do deep down. The Cobra is wrestling with this publicly, and everyone watching can see it. You do not casually admit to declining easy money unless part of you knows it was not actually that easy.
And bash up somebody who can't fight in the boxing ring like Darren Till. He might be decent in the MMA world, I don't know. I mean, I've seen him been choked out and KO'd a few times, so I don't know how good he is, so I'm not having a go. But in the boxing ring, I thought I'd need at least a month in the gym, so I turned it down, and I should have probably took it, to be honest, because I think I'd have only needed a couple of rounds of shadow boxing to deal with Darren Till. He's not a fighter, he's not a boxer, it's not happening, I'm not fighting, this ain't a call out, don't know any idiots coming back saying, calling out Darren Till, I'm not. But, listen, it's an easy job.
Eddie Hearn's separating Till from the usual celebrity boxing crowd is the most important point anyone has made in this entire saga. This is not a YouTuber with padwork highlight reels. This is a former UFC title challenger who has been hitting and being hit by the most violent men on the planet throughout his entire career. The fact that Hearn loves this fight and knows it is sitting in the back of Froch's mind tells you everything about where this situation is genuinely heading.
Till and Froch, I don't like ex-fighters, especially legends, going in and fighting some YouTuber, right? Now, Till is not that, right? Till is a UFC fighter who has taken his craft to boxing, and he's a talented boxer. I mean, I don't think he's going to, even by his own admissions, I don't think he can go in and mix it with the best in the world, but he can fight, you know, I mean, you can see that because he's cruising through the levels of those other guys, the UFC fighters who just turn over like Rockhold or whatever his name was, right? I love the fight. I love the fight because, and you know why I love the fight? Because I know Froch, right? And I know this is really...
Eddie Hearn saying this becomes a genuine 50-50 contest is the statement that should make Carl Froch deeply uncomfortable. This is not some knocker on social media saying it. This is the most powerful promoter in British boxing history who has built elite fighters from the ground up his entire career. When that man looks at the situation objectively and lands on 50/50, the conversation around this fight changes completely and permanently. Froch can no longer dismiss this as a formality without looking like he is running from the reality of what time does to every fighter regardless of their greatness.
It's plus since he's boxed. So 10 years ago, he would have smashed Darren Till all over the shop, right? And I think Darren actually, like, for all Darren's madness, he's not an idiot. I think he knows that. But 10 years on, and not having took a punch in 10 years, and definitely gone a bit softer, because that's just life, it all of a sudden becomes, dare I say, a bit of a 50-50.
George Groves speaking here carries enormous weight because this is the man who shared the ring with Carl Froch twice and knows him more intimately as a fighter than almost anyone alive. When Groves says he suspects Froch talks himself out of it when the moment actually arrives, that is not guesswork. That is an insight built on years of personal experience with how Froch's mind works under real pressure. Instagram fitness and in-ring readiness are two entirely different worlds, and Groves is drawing that line very clearly and very honestly here.
Froch versus Till. I don't know, man. He's 48 years old now, Froch. You know, he looks good when he takes a picture, you know, with a moody lighting after a few abs and that. But Darren Till, he's still fighting, isn't he? He still knows what it's like to get punched in the teeth. It's been a while since Froch's been punched in the teeth. So I think he does well. I think it sells. I think he wants to do it, he should do it. But I got a feeling Froch don't want it. I don't think Froch wants it. I think he says he wants it, but when it comes down to it.
Carl Froch bringing up Till's stoppages while conveniently glossing over the fact that the last time the world saw him in a boxing ring, he was face down unconscious at Wembley Stadium from a right hand by George Groves, is a very bold selective memory indeed. The resume is absolutely real, and the heart was always undeniable throughout his career. But using knockout losses against Till while ignoring your own final chapter is rich, even by Froch standards. Till will have already noted that and filed it away.
I've seen you get absolutely ironed out by Masvidal. El Sparko, unconscious. Just imagine what I would do to you. Ooh. And obviously, me being the 4-time World Champ Hall of Famer, I've been in there with the best of the best. I don't know what it's like to tap out. I don't know what it's like to get knocked out. I've only ever been knocked down on the canvas twice in my career. And both times, I got off the canvas to...
Liam Smith is being brutally honest here, and you can completely understand why Froch made a sharp exit when he did. Standing your ground against Darren Till in a controlled interview setting is one thing. Being in the same physical space as him when he is genuinely fired up and ready to go is an entirely different sensory experience. Froch spent his whole career controlling environments. Till thrives in chaos. That psychological mismatch was on full display in that moment, and everyone in the room felt it.
Once Till jumping out the ring and see you fucking threatening to choke you and all that, you know what I mean? So it's the last thing I'd want anyway, so fucking think Carl just got off rather than have the aggro of, you know, dancing in front of him, screaming, shouting and spitting in his face.
I'll ask you for a prediction. Carl Froch versus Till on the streets and in the ring. Two scenarios, who wins?
Oh, look, I don't know. It's all look, on the street, I think we know who wins.
Dominic Ingle brings a perspective that cuts through all the noise very cleanly. He has been in the room with Carl Froch. He has seen how Froch operates up close in a boxing environment across multiple settings over many years. His respect for Froch is genuine and earned through real experience, not through watching highlight reels. That context matters when weighing up all the competing opinions swirling around this situation. Ingle is not a man who gives respect out cheaply, and Froch has clearly earned every bit of it throughout a remarkable career.
And not only did I see him box, I had people sparring him, I had sparring partners for him. You know, when he boxed for Mick Hennessy, we sat down and talked a lot when we were over in America and places, and we talked, you know, he was a big Nas fan, and he was a big fan of my dad. And I always remember one fight he had, Junior Witter boxing in America, and we're coming back. And he was sat in the airport with us for a good 1 or 2 hours talking about boxing and everything like that. So, you know, from that point of view, you know, I've got a lot of respect for.
This is not a call-out anymore. This is a full-blown personal confrontation between two men who genuinely cannot stand each other, and that makes every single word they say carry real heat. Till showed up. Froch left. That image alone shifts the entire power dynamic regardless of what either man says publicly afterwards. George Groves thinks Froch will talk himself out of it. Eddie Hearn thinks it is 50-50. Johnny Nelson thinks the ego keeps Froch away. But Till is not going anywhere, and the pressure on Froch to either step up or step back is building every single week. Does Carl Froch actually sign this fight, or does his ego protect him from it forever? Drop your honest opinion below and subscribe because this one is far from over.